This episode is sponsored by Stingray Tattoo Supply. Take your shop to the next level with our premium hydraulic barber chairs built for comfort, durability, and smooth performance. Perfect for barbers and tattoo artists who demand the best. Sleek, sturdy, professional. Get yours today at stingraytattoo.net. This is the chairman and the artist, where vision meets creation. Let's talk. Hello there, we are back. This is a show of the chairman and the artist. Today, we're going to have a good conversation. We're going to cover a road trip that me and Vaca went on. We decided to see if let's see who wants to take on the challenge. What do you think, Vaca? Do you think we can get people to take on the challenge?
The no phone challenge?
Yeah, no phone challenge and travel to other parts of the country with no phone.
No, they can't even travel to the other side of the city.
Me and Vaca decided to travel from Reno, Nevada, all the way down to Tucson, Arizona, to deliver a chair. And with no cell phones, my cell phone is completely dead. So all we had was an iPad, and we're gonna tell you some of the tricks of what we used or how we got from point A to point B. But then we met other challenges out there that we're like, shit, how do we find a Starbucks? Oh, how do we find this? Oh, shit, So it's hopefully you guys will be entertained by our little bit of chaos that happened on this road trip. What do you think, Waka?
I think they're gonna laugh. They're gonna laugh at you.
They're gonna laugh at me. Why?
I'm a man.
Oh man! Oh yeah, that's gonna lead to at the end of the story, I end up getting arrested. So I had to do 3 days in Yerington County Jail, and 3 days later I made it home. But that's a little spoiler alert. But we'll tell you about the arrest later. The trip started. What time did we take off, homie? Fucking hella late. Hella late. 7 a.m. Thinking that we were gonna be there. We took off hella late, right from the beginning. Right from the beginning, we took off hella late, and I mistimed my shit, my trip. I misplanned it right from the beginning. I thought Mr. Google Maps gave me 12 hours and a half from here to Tucson. It was actually more like 14 hours and a half. What I did first is I screenshot the map on my iPad. So I screenshot from point A to point B what the route to take, and then I scrolled in and took in close-ups of where I was gonna make turns or change and this and that. But that was my roadmap. I used my iPad as a roadmap, screenshot my Google map. But after that, there's no internet connection. I have no cell phone, no internet. So it's all upon our memory. We went back to the 1980s. You weren't around in the 80s, were you?
No.
When were you born?
86.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 86. Yeah, it was by the time you were a teenager, or you were clearly in the 90s.
Yeah.
So you ever remember back in the day when we used to have the house phones and shit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Star 69.
Star 69 and stuff like that.
Three-way that bitch.
What's really funny was that throughout this trip we couldn't find. Also, there's no payphones. Of course, everybody knows that by now, but there's no payphones out there. For anybody that's stranded in a city or something, you actually have to go around begging somebody to let you use their cell phone, or ask them if they can call for help for you, or call a loved one to come pick you up and shit like that. But
I hope that they're nice.
Yeah, we hope that they're nice people and not giving you dirty face or get the fuck away from me.
But they can tell, like, bro, I'm fucking lost. Can you help me? I don't want no money. I just want I just want to borrow your phone, man.
I just need to call somebody to come pick me up or give me a ride. Or,
Yeah, they usually help out. They're like, oh, all right.
But the trip went okay until there's a couple of experiences that we met along the way. And Hawthorne, we got slow. We had to slow down because there was a bighorn crossing, which I was pretty cool to check out the bighorn.
To see the little sheep, huh?
Yeah, the sheep and stuff. Which
I thought they were bigger for some reason.
No, they're not that big.
In the pictures, they look massive. Like, damn, they must be hella big.
Yeah, the bighorn, huh? It looks trippy. Then you see them in real life, you're like, that's a bighorn.
Yeah.
Little tiny goats about this size, but that was kind of cool. I've been through that area so many times, homie, and I'm always looking out for those motherfuckers. And I never seen a bighorn around there, and they camouflage really well. Yeah. It's like when we were riding right next to them, it was kind of cool how, oh, there's one. Oh shit, there's a whole bunch. They were just easily camouflaged through the terrain. And then we kept going. We stopped in Tonopah for a good breakfast. I got to show Waka that clown motel. We saw that clown motel in Tonopah, and I was explaining to Waka about some of the haunted stories in there, because I've been watching some YouTube videos on all these little tiny towns. And the next one was also one of those towns that you go by and you hardly see any donkeys or anything. It's a donkey town, and that was Bentley, Nevada. It's a cool little tiny mining town, and we got to see. What did you witness there, Vaca? If you can explain to the guys, we're almost getting out of town with the donkeys.
Oh, with the donkeys. Oh man, I got to see the checkpoint.
The checkpoint. These fucking donkeys, man. We're driving and we see donkeys that had a car pulled over, and they're all three donkeys are sticking their head in the driver's side. Yeah. And they're like asking for papers or food or something. I just wonder what those people must have. Are they horrified? Are they having fun with the donkeys? What are they trying to feed the donkeys, or what the hell? And we're driving about 20 miles an hour on this little tiny town. You can't go too fast on this tiny town. 25 miles an hour, and then here comes a herd of donkeys in the front of us to stop another car that was in front of us, and they actually pulled them over. That shit was trippy.
Yeah, it looked crazy. Like, hey. Like, go around.
I think we got video of that. We're gonna see. We got video. We're gonna post it. But these donkeys actually pulled over another
new immigration officers. They want their cut.
Car. And next thing you know, three of them charged the car right away and stuck their head in there. Luckily, we got through by around that checkpoint. But yeah, I think we would have been next to being checked by jackasses.
It would have been extortion.
Yeah. Give us all the carrots you got. Yeah, I wonder what the fuck you're gonna feed donkeys in the middle of the desert with
trash.
What do you think those people got in their fucking car that they can give a donkey? I don't think any of those fuckers were prepared.
Yeah, I think they were more
curious. Curious, or probably one of. But man, when a donkey sticks its whole head in your fucking vehicle, that's gonna be a little bit like, hey, fucker, you're getting too close.
Stop it! You're gonna break my window, fucker.
And then we kept going on our trip, and we realized we're getting close. We're getting close to Phoenix, and as we get close to Phoenix, was it Phoenix? Or way before Phoenix, that we realized we have to call the guys and let them know that we're running behind. But this is the first challenge. We have to go find a Starbucks. Luckily, there's some of them right next to the road, but everybody's used to, what do you do when you look for something? Right away, Mr. Google, find me the closest restaurant, find me the closest this. You don't have that. We ain't got no phones, so luckily. And it was fucking trippy when I pulled into that McDonald's and that guy asking me for money to buy him lunch, dinner. A guy drives up right next to me. I'm thinking, all right, I can ask this guy in little directions. You got some money? I need to buy some hamburgers. The fuck?
No,
Who the fuck goes around begging in a fucking car?
He said, "Hey, can you buy me a burger?" What the fuck? You're in the car, bro.
A grown ass fucking motherfucker asking me for fucking food while he's driving his car. I should have thought about it. I should have fucking said, yeah, if you let me use your phone so I can make something phone calls, I'd be glad to buy you a hamburger, but I didn't think about it. As we're desperately looking for a place to fucking get some Wi-Fi on our iPads, you know.
Yeah, we could have had a great time with that guy.
We could have covered our asses.
He would have been like, hell yeah, come over here, guys.
Yeah, so we found a Starbucks, and we were able to kind of log into their Wi-Fi, and we sent the people a message, hey, we're gonna be late. Hella late. And actually, our clients are Sublime, and Christina is our person that bought the tattoo chair, so we're gonna deliver it to Christina.
Well, there was a time change too, so you guys.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I didn't know about the fucking time change, so that's a whole different hour that I lost.
That they don't have, right?
Yeah.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, they don't change the time over there.
No, they.
So we changed our time. So we were 2.5 hours late, and by the time we got to Tucson, it was already midnight, and so I decided to drive back another 40 minutes to this place where Piscacho is a common landscape over there in Tucson. If anybody's from Tucson, you guys know where I'm talking about, a Piscacho, that next to that ostrich place where they have the ostrich farm. So I pulled over in that rest area, and mainly because I had no money for a hotel. We went with no cash for hotels either, you know that? We had no money, we just have traveling gas money.
And God's guidance.
God's guidance, because we didn't have no Google guidance.
And the stars.
And then 5 o'clock the next morning, we woke up, went continue on our journey to deliver the chair. And we got to deliver it. The client was happy. It was, we were there till what, around 10 a.m.?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And then we started our journey back to Reno, and it was pretty cool. It was fucking hot as a motherfucker. Not cool. Actually, it was hella hot in Tucson and in Phoenix. And in Phoenix, we had another experience. We were I was concentrated on the road, and next thing you know, fucking I hear a big old bang right next to me.
Oh shit, yeah.
And I told Vaca, oh shit, look in your mirror, Vaca, look in your mirror. And we see this 18-wheeler losing its load, huh?
Yeah.
An 18-wheeler was about to lose a load. It had a bunch of metal frames and
concrete. They were concrete.
Concrete?
They were concrete.
Like concrete poles or bars. Yeah. So all of a sudden, this fucking straps come right off the fucking truck or break off. Right as we passed the truck, no more than we were like right in the next to the fucking cabin, right?
Yeah.
And we had one of those what do you call it? What's that name of that movie?
Final Destination.
Yeah, we had a Final Destination fucking scare.
We could have died.
I told Maka, oh shit, that just happened right next to us. That was fucking scary as hell, bro. We could have been in that fucking, and we barely escaped probably the traffic clock that fucking thing caused.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Yeah, if we would have been behind it, there was no way we would have gone around it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was an interesting driving through Phoenix. We got our asses woken up like, oh shit, pay attention. This shit is dangerous. Um, but I think one of the coolest fucking parts about this trip is when we start getting back into Nevada, and we passed that place, Area 51 area, and Area 51, and the place where they test the drones. We stopped to fill in gas. Remember that drone place?
Yeah.
That was fucking pretty cool. Uh, tell them about how you started seeing some of the crazy shit out there, Vaca.
Oh man. I don't know if I could explain it.
I'm driving, but Vaca he's seeing lights on his side. I'm concentrating on the road. You know, I'm supposed to concentrate on the road. But Vaca starts telling me I need to pull over. You know, and tell me why, homie. Tell me why.
Oh, because there, to my right hand side, I started seeing lights flicker on and off. Like, I don't know, just fucking little lights. I don't know. Like, hey, check this out. They're probably testing some shit out over here, out on in the field or something. Let's check it out. That's when we pulled over. No?
Yeah, we pulled over and we're checking out these fucking lights in the distance over by the area, we can say Area 51 or the area where they test those drones. And these lights could not be explained easily like we explained the other lights when you see a plane going up, right? Or we could see planes above us here and there. We could say, oh, that's a plane, that's that. But these lights were not behaving the same way, would they?
No, it looked like a video game, like little lights going off, on and off, little bombs. I don't know. It was weird.
And next thing you know, fucking, I decided, hey, I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna look around the opposite way, and that's when I noticed this fucking nice little rod. We can say it's like a rod, huh? A nice little rod, solid stick. We can say up in the air, glowing like a motherfucker, and like a nice little, like a stick, like a fucking glowing stick up there between the stars. And then I told Vaca, hey, where the fuck is that shit come from? Why is that like long like that? And I decided I'm gonna go get the iPad. I need to record this. And Vaca's checking out the whole fucking thing.
Oh, it's tripping. I was like, Ralph, you're gonna miss it, bro. Fuck the iPad. Just come and watch this.
It was fucking cool, huh?
Yeah.
The fucking
shit.
explain to him what you saw, because I was looking for the iPad. Don't worry, people are gonna think you're stupid or crazy anyway. When you talk about aliens, you're fucking stupid or crazy, or we had too much to smoke or something,
Yeah.
But they're not gonna believe you. But anyway, you need to let people know what the fuck you saw out there.
I saw you saw like a rod looking thing. I saw dust, like it was a dust cloud, and then it turned into lights, like these lights all in a little row, and then it just started spreading out wider and wider, and then it just started moving, and then they all started turning off one by one at the front, like blah, 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 blah. Oh my god, what the fuck was that?
And then they left that cool like mist hue around them, huh? And then that shit disappeared.
But it was like neon lights, like they were bright as fuck. They weren't moving like an airplane. They weren't.
Welcome to Graffiti City, your one-stop shop for graffiti supplies. From spray paint to markers, caps, and merch, we've got it all. Let's get creative. GraffitiCityNV.com.
This CBD-infused cream provides targeted comfort with a zesty, refreshing scent. Find your relief today at ktapothecary.com.
And we are back. We're going to go back to Vaca trying to describe what the fuck he saw, because then again, after that moment, I saw a whole different attitude of Vaca. Vaca looked like he was in Disneyland all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't stop looking at the window now. I was tripping, but it was cool. It wasn't scary, but it was. I don't know. It just showed you that you're not alone.
Yeah, that's what. And the cool thing about this experience for me, and there was somebody next to me that was seeing the same fucking shit. The same with you, you know. You don't have to look like a fucking sound nutty when you tell people, "Oh, dude, I saw some weird shit up in the skies at Nevada and stuff like that," you know. And then this is before Tonopah. So, you know, we're a little tired, we're confused, we're trying to fucking figure out what the fuck we just saw. And then we get to talk about what you asked that guy, because I was filling up gas. And you asked the guy at the gas station.
Oh yeah, that guy too. Like, hey, you ever seen any lights around? And you already know he was ready to fuck. He was ready for that conversation. Like, yeah. Hang on, I'll show you some pictures right after I get done with this customer. Yeah, he showed me a picture of a sphere in the sky that his mom took, and like, yeah, now I believed him right away. I was like, oh yeah, I believe it.
It is weird that you know, like, it's so cool to be able to share like little conversation, not sound nutty, but then again somebody also shows you what they seen, or I was outside pumping gas. I didn't know. I told Vaca, hey, check out the picture. I gotta go pump gas. But yeah, Vaca got to see some a little more evidence of what the fuck's going on out here in Nevada in the middle of the night, you know. So that led to we stopping like almost. Wow, we stopped a whole bunch of times after that, huh?
Yeah, we were trying to, and we still saw some lights, but not
the same one that we saw, but we saw some other unexplained lights of what the fuck is going on with that one, and why is that one all suddenly gone?
Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck was all that about? I was tripping on the other light we saw, the yellowish looking light that was heading towards us.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my god! And then it disappeared.
Yeah, it's just fucking completely disappeared. And the night was also a little cloudy that night, you know. It got to a point that the clouds completely started covering the stars, so we didn't see much after that. And so that kind of delayed my trip. And then the next thing you know, Vaca has decided, hey, I had enough of these stars. He's sleeping. I go driving through Hawthorne while he's sleeping. And I got to see a bloody murder of a little goat that got destroyed all over the road, homie. There was blood all over that road. Just like the last time I got to see a horse, part of a horse being out there. It got destroyed probably by an 18-wheeler. So you got horses and goats that can come out on that fucking, on that freeway. And it can be scary at night driving through that freeway. And then the next adventure is not so much Vaca, it's me getting pulled over. I got pulled over in Yerington for rolling over a stoplight. And that was enough for the police officers to pull me over, which is understandable. And next thing you know...
do you know why I pulled you over? I'm like, oh shit.
We were tired. We seen lights all nights. We were... Vaca's been smoking, we can say. We can agree to that one. And then we got... I got arrested. I ended up getting arrested for DUI there. I didn't pass the test when they have you do all the standing on one foot and all that shit. I'm not good enough for that test, so I failed it. And apparently, Vaca says that I kept calling the lady, the officer, sir. she kept pissing her off, and so
she would turn red.
It's ma'am. So I don't know if that led to my arrest or stuff like that. The fact that I was acting more confused than I should have.
Immediately, I'm sure that's the main reason why.
But I did confess even to the officer that we saw lights and aliens out there in the desert. All right, so get out of the car. I had enough of your bullshit.
Ralph was like, oh yeah, we were looking at the stars and this and that, and the officer was like, what? We're looking at the stars?
So
Let me talk to you for a minute.
somewhere through the conversation, she knew we were smoking along the trip, so that was enough cause for her to arrest me. So I got arrested. Let's have Vaca tell you how he got home, and then I'll go back to tell you how my experience was at the county jail.
No, I just waited for you, man. I just waited for the next day. It was already the next day. It was already like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
And you thought I was just gonna get out?
Yeah, I thought for some reason, they're gonna let him out. 8 hours, 12 hours, whatever the fuck it is, I was like, all right. They can't keep him there for that long.
Apparently, they can keep you for 72 hours.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You know,
Been there for a
so
while.
I didn't know the 72-hour thing.
Yeah, so I was just chilling at McDonald's. And then I would just go outside and check up on, see if nothing, and go back to McDonald's and have another coffee. Yeah.
Damn.
And then just hope.
I actually got a hold of my wife while I was getting arrested and let her know to come over and grab you because they were going to tow my truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would not let Vaca drive, of course, because he was impaired too. So my truck got towed. That was the first time I seen my vehicle commit a crime and get towed away and put in handcuffs. My poor truck got towed away. It was sad, but I didn't get to see it. I just got to know that they were going to tow my truck, and there was no way that I could recover it right away. And did my wife find you guys? Did you get a?
Yeah, I was walking on one of those little walks. I was walking to the dollar store, and yeah, they saw me. They saw my beanie. She said, "The Vaca Vini available at Graffiti City."
This is gonna be a commercial. Order your beanie. The beanie that was involved in watching aliens and stuff like that last night.
Yeah, she said she was able to see my beanie. Fucking.
Yeah, the orange one or the black one?
The orange one.
Oh yeah, that one
Yeah,
stands
that's
out.
fucking Vaca, the homeless guy.
The homeless guy.
Like, yeah, I look homeless.
So Vaca got a ride back home. My wife was able to find him on the road, so gave him a ride back home. My wife was not able to recover the vehicle due to the fact that it was in my name. So I got to spend 3 days in county jail there until they let me out.
Lyon County.
Lyon County. And
Donald J. Trump complex.
Complex, yeah. And the experience is different from the other ones that I spent. I spent time in Park Boulevard a week. I spent another weekend in Park Boulevard. But this other one was actually this time I was so tired. I was so just tired of driving all day, and then I was so amazed with the lights and also so happy to have it witnessed this time. It's like, dude, you saw what I saw, so there's no fucking way that we didn't see this shit, But I got locked up with some interesting characters. I was in a minimum place. It was a minimum area, so it wasn't like, these characters are really dangerous, but it's just kind of funny, all the little petty crimes and stuff that some of these guys have committed, and being locked up in a very minimal area of the county jail. And luckily, I've been locked up before that. I learned to behave around these officers and the guards, not giving any more provocation for them to give me more charges and shit like that, And apparently I didn't have proof of insurance in the vehicle, which I do have insurance, but I didn't have it in the vehicle. So they got me on rolling the stop, no insurance, and the DUI for weed. Which now apparently you guys are not going to see Ralph smoking on this podcast for a little while because he's on probation. Okay, so sorry about that. And Vaca should not be smoking next to me either because, it's going to look bad for me. Until this probation is over or this situation is over, I'm on a little bit of detention, And, dude, there was some funny-ass stories. You know how you saw that movie, Cheech and Chong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Best movie in the world.
Okay, so I ran into a character. I ran into a character in there. I don't want to say names, but this guy tells me a story about him being from Texas. One of the cities that's right next to the border. I can't remember the city, but if I remember, I'll let you guys know. It starts with, but he lived in this border town in Texas. And he said, one time he said, dude, I got chased like a motherfucker by immigration. I said, immigration? Why are you getting chased by immigration? You're a citizen. Yeah, but I didn't have my ID. And, he's Mexican, or he's actually Tejano, a real Texan boy. So he's a Tejano, but he's running from the cops. He's telling me he ran from the immigration and the cops all night long, hiding in bushes and shit like that, just because he didn't have his ID and he knew that if they caught him, there was a good chance they were just going to throw him over the border, just like that movie Cheech and Chong.
No, it's Cheech, born in East LA.
Oh, Cheech, born in East LA. Yeah, that guy almost lived that situation, So apparently that shit really does happen,
Yeah, imagine they don't give a fuck. They just send you over. Good luck.
Yeah, what happened to fingerprints? What happened to at least maybe, So this guy was around my age, and he was telling me, yeah, man, it's, living in those towns, you got to be always having your paperwork with you, or at least an ID. If not, you can end up on the other side. I'm like, that's fucking crazy, man. And then I talked to another character in there who's telling me he's in there for stealing a stolen vehicle. And I said, you stole the vehicle? He says, well, I borrowed it. Who'd you borrow it from? My cousin. Okay. What you do? Just go to the store, pick up some more beer, and then we're drinking, apparently. Oh, no, I drove back to Reno. Well, fucker, that's not borrowing a car. You stole these fucking cars. That's bullshit.
He's gonna bring it back.
He says, my cousin's an asshole because he pressed charges on me and shit like that. I'm like, well, I kind of would too. That's a fucking dick move to do. Now your cousin's got to drive all the way down to Reno, pick up the truck and shit like that. And you were fucking drinking and driving that motherfucker all the way back. Then you try to look at me like, what are you talking about? You got busted for DUI on weed. I'm like, yeah, fucker, but I didn't steal a car while I was doing it, So he tried to tell me, like, alcohol is not as bad as weed. I told him, nah, man. You can do more fucked up shit on alcohol than you can do on weed, Weed, I don't think you can do that many fucked up shit. But alcohol, you can do some really good damage. So if there are people out there fucking drinking a lot of alcohol and think that it's better than weed, I don't know. I think weed is a lot better than alcohol when it comes to the righteous. What are the good things to do out there? Let me put on my headphones. I try to make the best out of fucking being locked up, bro. Knowing that I'm only an hour away from home and I can't fucking get there. I mean, but the outfit there that they give you is black and white stripes, bro.
Like the movie Life.
Yeah, it was one of those, black and white stripes on that fucking thing in there, and the food is terrible. I mean, it's good enough, but very dry, no spices, no juice. Oh man, they give you a little tiny thing for drinking, a little tiny package of flavoring, mango, pineapple. You're so happy to drink that little tiny.
Fuck.
It was I can't give bad ratings to that jail place, because actually they treated me very fair. They didn't. I didn't have no officers.
Shout out to the Donald J. Trump complex.
But they were nice to me and shit like that. And I was actually not giving them any reason for making it worse and shit like that. I knew my reason. Like, hey, I should behave. Don't make it any worse. But some of the characters in there were hella funny, man. I had a couple, ran into a couple of MS guys, and they think they're going home. I just almost wanted to tell them, you're not going home, homie. You're going to Buke's place. And one of them's like, hell no, bro. I don't want no. I was like, dude.
El Buki.
Buke from El Salvador.
Bukele.
Bukele, yeah, Bukele, yeah. That guy scares me, man. I was all right for that guy, getting rid of the MS because I wanted to travel to El Salvador. My wife is from El Salvador, and I always wanted to go visit El Salvador. But I'm afraid. I'm afraid to go because, first of all, I'm Mexican with a lot of tattoos. Second, they got me registered as a gang member over here in Reno, Nevada, and the United States shares information with El Salvador. I don't know if you know that. In other words, they share whatever you want to know about the inmates from over there, or they want to know about the inmates from over here. They give them the criminal record, and shit like that. So, you can do a fuck up and end up all suddenly in another country.
30 years, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got a mandatory 30 years in prison if you have an MS-13 tattoo on you. I mean, that's just, I used to even tell people when I tattoo them, dude, you can get shot at, you can get locked up for a tattoo. No, it's like, no, you don't understand. Some of these tattoos have some badass meanings and shit like that, or some of these tattoos will become a problem later. Like, I'm pretty sure all these guys that were getting these tattoos thinking that, they were just joining a little clique or a little neighborhood clique, not knowing that they're joining a worldwide organization or this ruthless situation, and now they're all facing 30 years in prison. And that fucking place looks a lot worse than the place that I went to. I had my own room to myself. I had no roomie. I didn't have a monkey.
Yeah.
I didn't have none of that, and so I was by myself. I had my own little shower in my cell.
Damn.
And it's kind of cool, And they tell you to. One of the big things about there that I got to learn, just clean yourself, maintain yourself. And I went in with stinky ass feet after that 2 road trip. Believe me, it was bad. Everybody was wishing I washed my socks. And dude, your fucking self stinks. Your fucking shoes, your fucking socks. They give me this little plastic flip flops that it's even worse for my feet. It just makes them sweat like a motherfucker and shit like that. But the only thing that I can say that the food was very fucking dry, but I ate it all, homie, except for a couple of times I ended up doing a little switch here and there. Just, give me your bread and I'll give you this one, that kind of thing. But apparently that's also against the rules in there. You could get in trouble for sharing fucking a pastry or shit like that. And it's like, what the fuck? At the other places, they don't do that. But this one was very strict on sharing commissary or sharing food. Yeah, trading, So finally they let me out, I had another, I talked to a couple of guys there because I told them we were going to do this podcast. And hello to all you guys. Hopefully by now you're out of jail and you found my video. I had another guy that, this was actually the first time that I wasn't so pissed off for getting arrested. I was actually like, oh, well, I fucked up. And that was it. Usually I'm angry, bro. I'm fucking want to destroy shit. I'm angry at myself. I'm angry at people. This time I was just so fucking tired. I went to lay down and went to sleep. Like, I'm sorry, I fucked up. And then trying to find light out of it, like, fuck, man. We saw aliens, man. We saw some shit out there that we can't explain. And I'm locked up in here, and I want to just go out and tell people what the fuck I saw. I have a witness this time. This fucker saw the same thing that I saw. It was fucking hella cool. But once I started telling some of the other guys that I was going to do a podcast, I had some other people come up and tell me a little bit of their crimes or why they were locked up in there and shit like that. There was another guy, he came in with a black eye. And his black eye just got worse the next day. And, I asked him, hey, what you in here for?
Would you turn that this way?
This way? Yeah. I said, what you in here for, bro, if you don't mind me asking? It was my last day of probation. And he said that he was kicking it in the couch. He wasn't expecting the probation officer, and it was a new probation officer. It wasn't somebody that he recognized. And they came up, and I guess he was already kind of doing a little party, celebrating that he made it all the way through. But that's a big mistake because you want to celebrate like 3 days later. I heard this shit happen to other people in the past where the last day they decide, hey, I'm going to smoke, I passed it. No, on that day you can still get arrested for breaking your probation. So he said that, he wanted to hug the probation officer to tell her like, hey, thank you, I made it all the way. And she thought she was getting attacked by homie. So she brought out the taser and tased him in the stomach, Then after that, he got hella pissed off and was saying, fuck you this, fuck you that. Taste him again.
You fucking bitch.
Or something like that, So he showed me his taste marks, man. It was brutal, bro. I was like, oh shit. And then he said, after he got arrested and shit, the other cop had a discharge on an accidental discharge on his tag and tagged him in the back with another.
Sorry, that one was an accident.
So I was like, fuck, man. So, poor guy, man. I feel so bad for him. I was like, and hopefully he'll get out. Hopefully by now he's out. Because I ended up going into the courtroom when he explained his thing, and I guess also the probation officer might end up reducing the charges, knowing that it was kind of like a mistake. But this guy has also got stage 4 cancer, homie. When they mention that shit, it's like, oh man, can you just let this guy out so he can die in peace, or what the fuck? So that was another interesting story, and
stage 4 is
yeah, that's almost like you got a countdown of weeks, days. I don't know what the fuck, I mean, in a way, he kind of looked healthy to me, and he was so proud that he accomplished the whole fucking probation period. But now he's right back into it, or I don't know. Hopefully they'll let him off a little easier, A lot of the guys that are in there, they were just mainly in there because missing traffic court, or not paying tickets. The person that I talked to about him almost getting caught in the border by immigration, his thing that he ran from the cops. He's a runner. He said, dude, the guy was about to arrest me and I just ran. But this officer decided to put on the thing that I hit him and ran. I said, did you? He said, no, man, it's all on camera, man. I just ran. He's trying to say that I punched him or pushed him and ran. So he's in there for assaulting an officer. We can say he's charged with assaulting an officer, Let's see. Let me try and remember. There was a guy and his girlfriend. They're both locked up in there. And he's telling me that, dude, I left the state for like 2 or 3 years. I came back. I was no more than 2 hours into Yarrington. We decided to go eat at the casino. And no more than 2 hours in the casino, somebody recognized him. They called the cops. Apparently he had a warrant. So now him and his lady, they're in there doing 6 months each with their little kids spending time with their grandparents and shit like that, I mean, in jail, you get nothing but sad stories, man. You're not going to get good stories, The good stories that I'll try to fucking get out of there by Friday. Hopefully they let me out before 72 hours, Because they can only keep you for 72 hours and they have to give you a court date or something, But luckily by Friday I got out and decided to start walking my way home. I didn't want to stay anywhere close to that jail. I didn't want to stay anywhere close to the area that I got arrested. And but this time I'm not walking away with anger, homie. You know, it's like almost like saying I'm guilty, I did it. You know, almost like I was even ready to say guilty to the judge, so they brought me like, yeah, I'm guilty. You know, like let's save money on the lawyers and just fucking say I'm guilty and get it over with. You know.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes, dude, I already beat 2 DUIs, and 2 DUIs, each one of them cost me $10,000. $10,000 to just prove you're innocent is a lot of money, you know. But I don't know if I want to prove my innocence on this one and this or that. I just want to fucking move on with my life. But and maybe I'll remember some more stories of the county jail. But other than that, you know, that was my experience at the county jail. Like I said, it's not really bad things I can say about that place, other than once in a while the prison guards were a little prison. They're not even prison. The county sheriffs, you know, they were a little stern. But you know, 5 minutes later, they would actually talk to you with a smile and kind of give you directions and shit like that. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, these guys are not taking it personal and shit like that. You know, when I went into Park Boulevard, man, I had some motherfuckers get in my face, and I got back on their face and shit like that. Then I had motherfuckers threaten me to put me in with the other gang and shit like that so they can kick my ass, you know. And this one, no, they were actually very, in a way, almost like pleasant. I don't want to say pleasant, but, you know, they were kind of stern, but they weren't, you know, too intrusive and shit like that. Like Park Boulevard, man, I don't like Park Boulevard. Park Boulevard, you got some assholes out there, you know. There's just fucking shitty motherfuckers. You know, you got some fucking police officers or some motherfuckers out there that just want to fucking be bullies in there, you know, just because you made a mistake. And others are very passive and, you know, like, hey, you know, do your thing and all that. But how many times you been locked up, homie?
0.
0? Oh, shit. So we can't compare notes.
Yeah, nah, I did like hours compared to what you did. I was in there and I came right back out. Like,
oh, yeah, you just went in there. No,
I tackled someone.
That was it? That's what they got you for tackling somebody?
Yeah, they just got me in, got me out, and that's it. I was crying in the cell, doing push-ups. They got a tattoo.
Nah, this time I got comfortable real quick. I got to hang out with you know, play cards with some guys. I got to do a little bit of chess playing. I got to learn how to play chess, you know. But I was so happy when they finally gave me my release paper. Like, you're out of here, you know. When we were in court, bro, the lights went out. The lights went out.
It was the alien.
I don't know, but I was like, oh, this could be a blessing. This could be, man, mainly ref could get out on technicality or stuff like that, you know. And I do have a little bit of a technicality happen in that jail that I might use to my advantage. I might beat the system for the 3rd time again, you know. Not that I'm bragging, but
let's just not say that.
Let's not just say that. If it is, then hey, you know, 2 out of 3 is not bad. But, you know, I don't want to consider myself a champ, but I will consider myself a champ if I beat 3 DUIs. And they're all for the same fucking reason, weed. Apparently my eyes are always looking like I'm high. That's what the description of the report. He looked very high and his voice was very slow.
You gotta talk really fast.
I think I fucked it up when I started telling her, girl, we were tripping on the lights. You do not want to use the word tripping when you want to describe. But that is the thing we were doing. We were tripping on those lights, motherfucker.
Yeah,
you know.
We were tripping on these lights.
I mean, I don't think even me getting arrested really shocked you or anything. You were just standing there like, dude, can we go back to see those lights?
Fuck, man, nah, I feel horrible. I feel awful. Like, damn. Fuck, Bradford getting arrested. Shit. His wife is gonna be pissed.
Actually, my wife said, I'm going to leave you in there so you can learn your lesson. And I was like, okay. And plus, we ain't got no money. And I said, okay, I'll stay in here and learn my lesson. I'll let these guys punish me. You know, there's no reason for you to yell at me any more than what these guys already yell at me and punish me. You know, and I have to find a way to pay my financial shit, you know. So if anybody wants to help out there, this call out goes all to you tattoo artists. Purchase one of my tables, purchase a chair, help out a Mexican get out of his what do you call it?
His legal problems.
His legal problems. Help me get out of my legal problems so I can continue with my journey on the chairs and tables. So if anybody wants to help out,
that says we'll work for
work for a chair. No, I'm calling out hopefully somebody will have a little pity or understand. I know what it's like to be arrested and help out a guy. I'm not asking for donations. I'm just helping out for work. Apparently, I need to get busy on working so I can pay my stuff. I may have to cancel the next tattoo convention due to the fact that Mrs. Probation lady says you can't leave the state until you go through your court or this or that. But yeah, this podcast is just to tell you guys, if you take a cell phone challenge, you might end up with Raph. Like Raph, I had no phone, nowhere to get a hold of anybody when I got out of jail. You know.
And then the ladies are like, "Do you have a phone?" I was like, "Nah, I don't have a phone either."
I think that also triggers something with them. They thought we were trying to hide more than
bullshit.
I don't know. You know.
Like, how could you not have a phone? I don't have a phone. I had a phone, lady. You want to do the no phone challenge? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, do the no phone challenge and travel across country and see how easy it is to find places, restaurants, and find your way around. You know, and you guys can do what we did. You take an iPad, but no connection to the internet. Let's see how easy it is, or learn how to use that in the middle of fucking night. Because that's the thing, we come from a 24-hour town, bro. But a lot of the shit here is open 24 hours. We can find Jack in the Boxes, McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know, but you go to those places, there ain't nothing open past 10 or 11. Everything's fucking closed. Yeah. You know? And we're so used to the fucking 24-hour nightlife over here comparing to Phoenix, Tucson, you know. That's a whole different fucking monster down there. But yeah, I think you just wanted to get out of my system, and I'll probably remember some more stories about some of the other guys in there. Right now, I just I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to fucking make this a joke, but I'm just trying to make it a little lighter. I don't want to live in anger. I don't want to live frustrated, you know. And because I already gone through this twice, I think I got a good education on how to go at it for the third time, vato. You know. But other than that, man, that was one hell of a fucking road trip, and I'm glad that Laka came with me. You know, he came with me to help me just in case we get a flat tire. You know, we're ready to, to fix whatever. But now that turned into a fucking pretty interesting trip, even in the end, you know.
Yeah, no phones.
Yeah, no phone. So whoever takes this challenge, leave a comment or let us know, or send us a little video to Instagram. Check out my Instagram. Check out Laka's Instagram. And go to our website, stingraytattoo.net.
GraffitiCityNV.com.
And, purchase something from him. So if you help him, you might help me. If you help me, you might help him. We work together. We're the chairman and the artist. We help out each other. He helps me. I help him.
Purchase a mural.
Purchase a mural from us. That'll help me in Reno, Nevada. And I don't know if I can go to out of town to do murals. Maybe I can, as long as I call the lady and let her know.
Part of work.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I told her about the tattoo convention, but then again, it's a biker rally. I don't know if I want to go hang out with those delinquents and end up in another situation. Last time we were down there at the biker thing, I almost got arrested. You know, I was smoking weed in an area, and in a way, handing it to a minor. We can say he wasn't an adult. So
Let's
that's
not say that on.
so.
Let's edit that out.
Luckily, the officer just told me to put it down and walk away. So we put it down and walked away. But that could have been the chances that I could have fucking got busted for something like that. Then I asked the homie, "How old are you anyway?" I'm 20. Oh, like fuck, man. What's the age over here? 21. Oh fuck, I could have been busted for contributing to a minor.
Yeah, here is 18, right?
No, he was actually 20.
No, but here in Nevada,
In Nevada, it's 20. 18 or 20.
I think you just got to be 18.
Well, then he would have been okay then.
Yeah.
Because we were in Nevada. We were not in, this was lawful in Nevada. But, the officer just told me, put it down and step on it. It's like, all right. And then I try to say, I thought it was legal. No, it's not legal to be smoking out in public. You got to do it in your own privacy. Well, yeah, I'm staying in the hotel. No, that doesn't work for you, mister. I'm going to let you off this time. I'm like, okay, thank you. And walked away. So I don't think I want to go and fucking, challenge the law right now. I think I'm going to stay put and catch up on cleaning up the house and catch up on projects around the house and shit like that, But we want to recommend and we want to challenge other people to, let's see.
Get off the phone.
Yeah. Leave the phone at home and go on a road trip because have 2 states, 3 states, and let us know how that goes. Let us know how easy it is to navigate, find a restaurant, what was the other
Check a movie.
Check a movie? What do you mean check a movie?
You ever gone to the movies and just been like, well, fuck it, we'll just watch whatever's on?
No, I didn't know. No.
You ever do that? It's kind of fun until you end up watching some. I ended up watching some The Chosen One on Easter.
What the fuck is that one about?
Yeah, some fucking. It's like the Passion of the Christ, but less bloody and a lot more.
Oh, so is Jesus getting his ass kicked?
Yeah.
It's about Jesus.
It's just about them talking, and they started off with, if you haven't seen the 2 first episodes, then I'll give you a chance to walk out of the theater. What? How come you can't just show me some bloody shit, But it was boring. We walked out. We did walk out.
Damn. No, but yeah, the cell phone challenge was a fucking thing. Me getting arrested was like, fuck, man. I don't know if it was, I don't know how to describe it, but fuck it, I gotta deal with it, And, but I think the highlight of the thing was the donkeys, the Final Destination that we almost got, we could, fuck, we would never got a DUI if we had one of those rats right next to our truck or gun, We would have been
stuck.
Yeah. But I think the big highlight was the fact that we got to see strange things out there in the fucking desert.
Yeah, Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things,
Yeah, we saw lights. I'm happy because I could finally say, yeah, cool, that's just real.
Yeah, because, you always wonder, right?
Yeah.
Are these fuckers talking out of the ass? You see Joe Rogan, you see all these other shows, you see, all these ancient aliens, and these guys are wackos. These guys... Welcome to the wacko life, cabrón. You're one of them now.
Yeah.
You're gonna...
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
I think every time you travel to Vegas, you're gonna want to travel at night, huh?
Yeah. It's the only way now. You want to see something cool? Yeah. Just travel in the middle of the night.
But this time, no marijuana in the car, okay?
No.
What led to my arrest is there was marijuana in the car, and that was enough for us to get arrested. So we're not going to deny that we didn't have marijuana in our possession. We did have marijuana in our possession when homie said, yeah, this is a bag we had. I was like, bro, you could have just got rid of that. we were so tired. This guy woke up and like just complained to the officer. Yeah, we have this much. We. I was like, oh fuck me, we're gonna get arrested. I'm gonna get arrested. I thought you were gonna get arrested too when they asked for your ID. I was like, oh shit, I hope Hobie doesn't have any warrants or anything.
Yeah,
because that's bad when they ask for your ID. You know, like, oh shit, they're gonna check his record too.
Yeah,
but I'm glad that you don't have any, bro.
Nah,
he's the innocent. I'm the criminal in this situation. You know, it's not that I like being a criminal. I just get caught doing stupid shit, and my stupid shit is getting caught with marijuana, with weed. That is my stupid shit. You know. Other than that, other stuff has actually been mistakes of the police, you know, like the attempted murder. That was not me, you know, but I got arrested for attempted murder. You know, concealing a deadly weapon, that was me. But that was in high school and many, many moons ago when I was an adolescent, you know. But yeah, I went to court for that. I paid my dues on that. I got my ass chewed out and I got scared. I cried in court when they were sentencing me 2 years. 2 years. Damn. For having a concealed weapon. And the judge let me go. After I cried in court and this and that, you know, and I showed up with no lawyer. They just railed me. They just railed me on that fucking case. I got railed, you know, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing or anything. I never got a lawyer. I never got anybody to help me out. I went in court by myself. And luckily the judge was lenient on me. And, you know, she saw the real crocodile tears and shit like that. Like, hey, this fucker's really crying. You know, and I got let go. And, you know, with a big fucking warning, you know, she said, the judge, I think it was a he. He said, if you ever come back to my court, I will apply those 2 fucking years to your whatever other crime you committed. So I behaved after that, you know. I behaved after that for a long time. And then my next charge was attempted murder. But it wasn't me. You know, it was a brother that looks very close to me. He's one of my brothers that committed the crime, you know. And I got confused in the mix. And they, you know, apparently the other guys pointing me out, you know, so it wasn't so much the law fucked up. The other guys that pointed me out are the ones that fucked up, you know, which I don't recommend you ever get arrested for that shit, man. It's terrible. I got to spend a week, 7 days in jail until homie went and turned himself in, and they still didn't want to let me out. They thought, because he was a minor, that he was trying to, like, you know. And it's like, no, you know, he did it, not me, you know. And finally they let me go. But man, that shit, it's scary when you get arrested for that, or you don't know how long you're gonna be in there. You know, I had little babies at the time, a little tiny girl, and shit like that. So, luckily it wasn't me. Luckily they dropped the charges, but that kind of shit can fuck you up mentally pretty bad, you know. It can put you in an angry situation towards the law. It can put you in a bitter situation, you know. But luckily, I got an alibi that it wasn't me. But anyway, what else should we talk about, Mr. Vaca? Mainly, it was mostly me talking shit this time, you know. Like I still fucking like, dude, I saw lights. I don't give a fuck, man.
I saw lights. I saw everything I needed to see. That's it.
Dude, the best thing we were trying to look for, what was it? A ghost. It's like, dude, if we can find a ghost on the roadway or on the way down there, then we have covered all the fucking little things,
all the check marks, yeah.
All the check marks, you know. We avoided the donkeys. We avoided the fucking getting killed by Phoenix. You know, we avoided the fucking aliens. We just needed a ghost on the way, and then a little bit of criminal story in the end, just to show people.
Just to fucking finish it off.
Just to finish it off, you know.
It was real.
It was real. So, anyway, as you guys notice, we ain't smoking weed because I'm on probation or I'm on. Don't do this until you go to court. That's where I'm at right now. Hopefully, next time I'll explain to you guys how my court system is going. But I would like some help from the public if they can. Purchase a chair, purchase a table. Help me out so I can make life a lot easier for me and my kids and my wife. I am a family man. I am a grandpa. I have 2 granddaughters. One of them, I'm actually keeping this from her because she'd be devastated to hear that grandpa was a bad kid. So sometimes I don't think of my family when I'm doing stupid shit like this, which I should. I should be thinking more of my kids and my family. But then again, I do goofy stuff. I do weird stuff. And it's mainly weed. That's all. Nothing else. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not doing coke. That's pretty cool when this fucker's going to see, the drug test. Weed. That's it. Hello, weed. My last time, the weed, the THC was hella high, the level. Yeah, and they were telling me, Mr. Reyes, your THC is very high. I know, that means I got a good drug dealer. The connection that I got is this fucker's got some good weed, that was when it was illegal. That was 3 months prior to becoming legal. I got busted 3 months prior to becoming legal, bro. I was like, fuck.
You're still doing 10 years.
No, I beat that one. I beat that one with a fucking $10,000 lawyer fee.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't have that one on my record. But yeah, hopefully I can get this one dismissed too. I do have a little ace. Hopefully I'm gonna use it. If not, I have to go get myself a good lawyer and pay in good cash, But other than that, I do not recommend you guys do what I do. No smoking in the car, no smoking weed. No, do not confess to the officer that you smoked that day or whatever, because it's a 24-hour. You're not supposed to smoke before you get in the car. If you smoke like at 9 o'clock in the morning and you get in a car at night, let's say 9 p.m., and 12 hours later, and you tell an officer, yeah, I smoked 9 a.m., you're still high. To them, you're still high. You have to let them know at least 24 hours that you smoked the last time or something, or 48 hours if you can't, But if you tell them that you smoke within 24 hours, you most likely you will be arrested. That was my first one. When I got arrested, it was because I confessed. When did you smoke? Oh, fuck, 9 o'clock this morning. It was fucking 9 o'clock that night. He was, oh, sorry, sir, I have to arrest you. You just admitted to smoking weed. The fuck? I'm trying to be truthful, and this is how you gonna treat me? Yeah. You just fucked yourself up.
We're looking for people like you. Oh! Then fucking rap. The lady's asking them questions and rap out of nowhere. Remember when you were like, I'm a criminal. My name is. All I heard is I'm a criminal. You were gonna say my name is very common. It's a real common.
Well, I have to kind of let them know that I have a common name.
Yeah, but
I come out as a criminal.
I'm a criminal. I come out as a criminal. She said, what? When was the last time you get? This is when it snowballed. When was the last time you got in trouble? I don't know. 3 years ago, 5 years ago. For what? For for DUI, for what? For weed. Oh, shit.
What do you have in your car? Weed?
Oh, fuck. It just went all bad.
Dude, I kind of try to let them know that before they come back shaking with their hands and their gun in their fucking hand. Some of these guys get scared when they see my record because I have a common name. They come back shaking and they got their hand on the trigger. And then they order me to get out. And that's scary. That's more scarier, But, I'm just trying to let them know, like, hey.
We should have rolled down the windows.
Yeah, right. Now that was gonna make a check.
It would have helped. Fuck.
Yeah. Raph, why are you telling her you're a criminal? I wanted to tell her that I had a common name, but
I turned around like, what the fuck are you saying, Ralph? Just
well, that's the true life of Raph. I'm the one that sets up the alarm at the immigration station, bro, and I'm the one that
we got one.
we got one, yeah, and and also there's been times when they almost got me all arrested, and then they realize it's not the right person. I don't know if you remember last time we went to California and I got pulled over. They were threatening to lock me up, and I told them, "Go ahead. You're gonna have to fingerprint me. Then you're gonna know it's not me." Because in California, apparently, I got 6 DUIs
Oh shit.
under the same name as me.
Under Ralph.
In Illinois, in Iowa, I have my license canceled all over those states because of my common name. These are states that I've never been to. Suddenly I've been driving also sometimes with a suspended license, not knowing that I'm driving with a suspended license due to the fact of the common name. They all suddenly suspend my license, and I got pulled over. And hey, you're driving a suspended license? No, my license is good. No, you got a DUI in Illinois. I never been to Illinois. It says right here. And luckily that officer let me go because he was actually supposed to arrest me. He let me go. He says, take care of this on DMV. If not, we catch you next time, we're going to arrest you. And stuff like that. So, I wasn't so scared of the fact that I was getting pulled over for weed and this and that. I'm more scared of these fuckers pulling out a gun and start shooting, But yeah, I mean, that's, trying to defuse the situation, but she didn't like it when I kept calling her sir and it was a ma'am,
Sir.
I'm just trying to go back to the proper, I know we changed within, a few months, that new president, but back in the day, you called this one by that one, you were getting yelled at, I was trying to go by the proper pronouns.
It's ma'am. Oh, fuck. I knew we were going to go to jail.
Yeah, but, oh well, the story's over. The challenge is, can you take a cell phone? Can you take a trip without a cell phone? And how easy is it going to be to finding your restaurants, your favorite restaurants?
Or you just spend a day without a cell phone.
Fuck that, spend a day. Fucking travel.
Yeah.
Travel across country. Travel across the state. Go visit a friend without a fucking thing. See if you can find his house easily.
Yeah.
And see if how you planned that shit before.
Yeah. Surprise!
Surprise!
We're outside your shop. It's hot as fuck too.
Yeah, Tucson was hot, huh?
Holy shit! It was like a hot summer day in Reno. That was their medium.
Yeah, but that fucking shit is dry heat, bro. I mean, you feel that thing scorching on you when you get out of the shade.
Oh, the murals, man.
Oh, what do you think about Tucson's murals?
Holy shit.
The murals were fucking hella cool. That was another cool thing that we liked about Tucson. We went,
God damn.
While we were waiting for the place to open, we went and drove around downtown. And you recognize some of these names. Who do you remember?
Yeah, one of the guys was really Ignacio. I haven't looked him up yet, but I remember.
Was that huge one? The big ass fucking mural?
Yeah,
the Cowboys.
One, yep.
Yeah, that was fucking badass.
Holy shit.
Who was the other one that did that black and white face? Remember?
Yeah, Mac.
And Mac was over there, homie. If anybody knows how Mac, he was over there doing. He did a badass mural over in Tucson. Tucson's got some badass fucking graffiti.
Yeah.
Graffiti art all around and stuff like that. You also saw that they were doing. And actually, did you go to a little graffiti walk with some old people?
Oh no, I saw some. We pulled over into
for me to get the charger.
O'Reilly's or something.
Yeah, O'Reilly out of
Mac. Some auto place, and they were giving out mural fucking tours in the back of that building. I didn't go on. in the thing, but I just kind of followed them. Like, holy shit! Yeah, this is a badass mural. Yeah, they got murals all over the place.
Yeah, they were having probably the mural event where they go around, they do the walk and show people the murals and all that stuff.
Yes,
Like the stuff that we do here when we were doing in Carson, that piece, the train, and we didn't know that we were even part of the festival.
that day.
We were part of the mural festival.
Yeah, but I experienced how important art is to a city, to a community, to a fucking, oh man, to the people.
Yeah.
They love it. And I think Reno needs to fucking be on word, not even close. We gotta get our shit together.
Well, hopefully, people. Well, I think these cities are running from other cities and this and that, and now some of them are pushing to the next level and this and that. We're beginning to see some murals here being done on some tall buildings, but nothing like that one. That was just amazing. That thing was huge.
Yeah, I was geeking out on all the different artists and how cool it is. They're just doing everything, all kinds of artwork. They're letting you could tell they're letting everybody just kill it. Yeah. And the freeways are really clean for some reason, but then the murals are in the city. They're really hooking it up.
Yeah, we didn't see too much tagging on the freeways or anything.
No, not like LA or
Phoenix freeways are badass too. They're nice. They're wall decorations and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Phoenix.
The freeway decorations.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. Shout out to Tucson for your artwork out there, you guys. You guys are doing a badass job with all your art on the walls and stuff like that. I really like the community out there. Tucson is a rebel state, bro. Those guys drive around with no helmets. It's like Nevada too. You got the cowboys walking around with guns on the side and shit like that. It's a rebel state. It's fucking pretty cool I like Tucson when I go down there, but it's just fucking hot as hell, man. Not my kind of a Mexican city. I like more of a little tropical like Guadalajara. Guadalajara is hot, but yeah, at least you got the trees and shit. Tucson is just dry, bro.
It was 85 at night.
Yeah, well, that was kind of like the reason we went to kind of sleep it off at Picacho's. There's no point in getting a hotel room for 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours, huh? We slept at that fucking rest stop. It's not even a rest stop, it was a gas station. Luckily, we didn't have nobody pull up on us or anything. Wake up. We're going to see what's going on in there. We just tired and sleepy. But yeah, that was a fun trip, man. I really enjoyed going with you, Waka. I really enjoy, the fact that you got to see some shit, and I was a witness, and my safety was Waka is going to help me with a flat tire because I'm expecting a flat tire on my car. So that was the reason, for him coming with me, and it's also good to have two people driving on a long ass trip. One person, that's no good, man.
It's dangerous.
It's very dangerous, Yeah. So if you guys are going to take the no phone challenge, make sure you have a partner with you, a friend, or pick up a hitchhiker, I guess,
Come on, you want to go to Tucson?
We went from cold weather to hot ass weather, man. Reno was just beginning to get a little warm, but man, ain't nothing like fucking Tucson and Phoenix. Driving through Phoenix is like shit. You're scorching in your fucking vehicle. But other than that, it was really storytelling. That's one reason I'm over here doing the storytelling, because it was a good trip. Even though it ended up with me getting arrested, but fuck it. You gotta move on with life. You can't dwell on it. You can't fucking cry about your fucking mistakes. You make a mistake, live up to it. That's what my kid told me. I got my daughter, she was like telling me,
grow up,
you
loser. You're gonna be a loser for the rest of your life, Dad.
Yeah, I'm glad my daughters actually, they helped me out with getting my vehicle. They've been really helping me out, homie, and I'm glad I got a good family system helping me out. I appreciate my daughters. I appreciate my wife, my grandkids, and I may have to cancel a trip or two until I get past this. But other than that, and then we're gonna bring on some more artists, some more people to interview. We do have a little lineup of people that have been lining up to do the podcast with us. This was just me. Just got out of jail a little bit ago. I couldn't wait to come and tell you guys jail life. What it's like to spend a couple of days in the county jail.
He came out with the tear on his ass.
Fuck you, there's no way you can make a shake or a fucking tattoo machine or anything in there, bro. Of course, it's just a county jail, but it's very boring. Oh, you know what's trippy? They got iPads. They give everybody iPads. And everybody's happy with their iPad. If they don't behave, they take away the iPads. So, but it's trippy how and you can communicate with your family. You can do video calls. You can do video visits. It's a whole different fucking monster than back in the day, because when people came to visit me at Park Boulevard, they were treated badly and shit like that, and they didn't do the crime. I think visitors get treated really bad when they go to see people in prison or county jails. And now with this new system, you can be at home eating food and saying hi to your loved one without being put to that stress of being checked and all this shit and being harassed or being told what rules you're already breaking that don't know you're breaking and stuff like that. So I think the visiting thing is kind of cool doing by video. It's a little cold, but at the same time, these people don't have to go through the stresses of going to. If you ever go visit somebody, it sucks.
No.
Because they treat you like you're almost a prisoner yourself. No. Sit over there. Don't tell me what to do. Fill out this paperwork. Don't talk too loud. I mean, they just dicks to you, and they just dicks to you as you're trying to visit your loved one and shit like that, or trying to find out how to bail them out or shit like that. They just dicks to you. At least it was for me back in the day at Park Boulevard and fucking NSP, or when my brother was doing time in Nevada. You go visit somebody in prison, it's shitty, man, because you get treated like shit. You get fucking, you get threatened. You get fucking searched, and you gotta stand in line. And don't you ever fucking cross the line on another visitor. Those visitors play the fucking prison game live too. Nobody cuts in line. If you get cut in line, you're gonna see women fighting out there. There were so many visitors trying to fight each other. Oh, dude, you do not cut in line. Cutting in line is a big fucking deal when you go visit somebody. So you're kind of like playing the fucking criminal, the prison game shit.
Out here.
Yeah, even though you didn't do the crime, you're trying to visit, and these bitches were gonna go at it for one lady cutting in front of another lady, and most of them are ladies that are visiting their man in prison, and the cutting in line is no big thing. Make sure you got nothing with you that you could get arrested as you're going to visit your loved one, and not knowing that you got a pocket knife. That's enough to arrest you. You're trying to sneak it. Oh no, I forgot. They can fucking put you through misery. So I kind of like the fact that the iPad thing, the video visiting, I think is better for humanity. The people that did the crime, they're paying the crime. But the people that didn't do the crime, they shouldn't have to be humiliated or be talked down, and shit like that.
Or drive all the way.
Oh, that also probably slows down the trafficking of somebody trying to sneak in drugs into the prison place or whatever, Yeah, I'm pretty sure that slows down the, hey, pre me this or pre me that for the, the person that wants to sneak in stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they're not doing that. They did it. They pretty much, I believe that would be the main reason. They stop contraband coming into the prison, But for the visitor, I think it's a good way to visit your loved one, see how they're doing. You get to see them on video. You get to talk to them. And then you don't even have to drive all the way to in Nevada, this is kind of weird. If you get busted in Reno, they send you to do time in Nevada, in Southern Nevada. If you get busted in Vegas, they send you to do time in Northern Nevada. So they make it hard for your loved ones to travel to come see you. Your loved ones get punished alongside of it. You know, and it's not just you that you're getting punished. It's your loved ones that get punished alongside of it. You know, and anybody that wants to see you or misses you or wants to stay in contact with you, they're going to go through that hardship. You know, they're going to go through the hardship of traveling across state and this and that to come visit you for 1 hour or 2 hours. That's what you're allowed to visit, you know. So props to the iPads, man. I think that was a cool thing. I think that was a trippy thing for me to see that people have a different way to visit comparing to back in the day when I got locked up, or back in the day when some of my loved ones got locked up. And I've been to visit in prison. I done visitation in prison. I got pulled aside and got told apparently I lied in my application, and they fucking put me in another little room and getting ready to put handcuffs on me if I did that again and shit like that. So that shit is for me I think it's cool just to have the iPads. I think it's cool to have visitation to a screen, and you know that change is cool. So props to that, I guess, you guys, you know. But other than that, don't do any crimes. Don't get caught. Mainly don't get caught, and try not to do any crimes. That's my advice to people. And what kind of advice you got, Waka?
Oh, that's it. Just be happy. Look up in the sky.
Yeah, huh? Look up in the sky. You do that now constantly at night too. You walking out, keeping your eye out up in the sky and shit like that.
Hoping to see something.
Yeah, but I think it's better if you ever drive out. Just drive out an hour out of here, into the desert. Whether it's not that far, not that far, fucker. Why you gotta say like that, Hobie? Take I-80 the other way to the desert, okay, towards Lovelock. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And Lovelock, you can check out the stars out there for an hour and then come back. It's not that far. Or you can actually, you know, what they told me it was really cool to check out meteors. There should be a meteor shower coming up soon. Donner Pass, up there by the
tunnels.
By the tunnels.
Yeah.
But on the other side, you know where the rest area, you can park in the rest area, and there's a bunch of flat rocks. They told me on the back side of that mountain that you can just go and lay down, put like a little blanket and lay down and watch up on the stars, and you'll see the meteor showers and shit like that. You know, so but that would be a good place to also go look for Mr. Aliens.
Yeah.
You know, because you're on the high peak of the mountain, and you can look all directions from that. You know, as long as there's no big pine trees covering you. But that's another good place to go, or go up to the tunnels.
No, that one's cool. We gotta do that one.
Yeah, we should go. We should go next time we travel. We should travel at night and stop right there at at that point, and maybe do a 20-minute break and see if we see anything. You know, but
Podcast there.
Do a podcast. All right, you guys. I think I cover everything. We cover the graffiti. We cover the stories. You know, I just couldn't wait to get this shit out of my system. And if I remember more stuff about some of the guys that did a little 3-day time with me, and even though some of those guys are doing 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, you know, I was lucky. I was just telling them, dude, I just came in for a quick shower and a nap. I'll be out in 3 days. And they're like, oh, okay, you're not, nah, just DUI again. You know, I already know the process. You know, get comfortable. There's no point in fighting it. But the food sucks. I don't recommend eating jailhouse food. You know, it's terrible.
Yeah.
You know, and behave, you guys. This is a shout out from the StingrayTattoo.net and
Graffiti City NV.
And the artists and the chairman and the artists are saying goodbye to you guys.
Have a good night.